Hey guys, it's Tuesday evening. It was a beautiful day today, and it feels pretty nice. Now I've got the window open in my bedroom here, but so I started yesterday to touch on certain things and certain feelings and experiences that I've been dealing with here lately. But I feel like it was really just kind of the initial platform of getting into kind of some of the issues that I really want to delve deeper into, like regarding ancestral trauma. Trauma, right? We all have it. I know many of us are diagnosed with PTSD, and they say, well, childhood trauma, experiences that you had as a child that has, kind of set or paved the way for how you internalize things that happen or how things trigger you, or emotional responses that you have or things that you suppress or whatever the case may be. But what is trauma? Ancestral trauma, more specifically. We often hear how something is hereditary, or how, if in our mother's line, or, we have a grandmother who had breast cancer, or there's something hereditary in her line, whether it be diabetes or a thyroid condition or fibromyalgia or heart condition and so on and so forth. But what if the things that we inherit metaphysically and spiritually, the link with mental illness, which I think there's such a close line there with spiritual illness, because we are so overly medicated as a society. Big pharma is such an industry and a whole nother topic, but if they create consumers, instead of creating cures and kind of spelling out an understanding of how those things work, then it's an industry, and it's very profitable. But what if some of these things, some of these ailments, and some of these experiences that we have, and the way that we deal with trauma is ancestral? That our great grandmothers before us, and our great grandmother and our grandmother didn't heal or come to terms with on their own, and they weren't able to internalize, whether it be the era that they were growing in or grew up in, or if they had 10 children and they were suppressed. The man went out and supported the family while the mother stayed home and tended to her children, and she really didn't have a voice. She really didn't have her own identity. She wasn't really able to speak out on her truth or live her life authentically, because that's the way things were at that time, is that she tended to her children, and she basically spent the majority of her life pregnant or bearing children and caring for them and cooking and cleaning and all of that. But the way that we process trauma and store trauma in the body, and as a massage therapist, the loophole for me is kind of helping people to work through, stored trauma in the body, to really truly get a grasp and an understanding of physical pain, and how these emotional ailments manifest themselves in a physical way. And oftentimes I do feel like some of these conditions, like a thyroid disorder, hypothyroidism, for example. There's theories and studies that have been done related to if a woman has a hypoactive thyroid, if it's generationally not something that she has suppressed, or had a mother or grandmother that suppressed, the throat chakra, those things for so long, to the point where it not only manifested itself in a physical ailment and in dis-ease, but also when it was not healed and not regulated, through the bloodline, that it was passed down to generation and generation. So that's just a very small portion of really kind of what is festering, and I am actually in the process of starting a channel. So I'll be laying things out a little bit more intricately as I kind of work through the processes. But ancestral trauma, and really getting down to the root of where these things originated, and if whether those people are no longer with us. And I mean, could go into a whole nother direction here with Samhain and the whole month of October, and honoring the dead and our ancestors, and kind of getting in touch with that vibration, and kind of working through those processes. But if someone in the bloodline has not healed those traumas, we find ourselves here in the now, going through this repetitious cycle of dis-ease and discomfort, and trying to get down to the bottom of understanding exactly how it, comes around full circle. I think it's really, really intricate and really interesting stuff, and I am making it my my mission, really, to specialize in working through trauma and assisting people with somatic experiencing, and understanding the mind-body connection, and how we kind of inherit those things spiritually, and another form of those STDs being a spiritually transmitted one, and kind of what we pick up. So not to go off on a tangent here, because I could definitely work out all the areas, but I am definitely going to be figuring out a segment for that, and really putting it down in a way that we can understand, and putting everything into perspective, because ancestral trauma is real, y'all, and if we don't get down to the root of it, here we are, and it's our obligation to heal those wounds before passing them down to our children. And even if, for those of us who already have children, just being aware and understanding, because our children know, they act out in ways that we may not always understand, may come across as a temper tantrum or something, but pay attention to your children, because they are messengers, and they are the closest thing to source, and they really pave the way, and can help us to really fix those parts of ourselves. And I feel like, if the generations before us didn't heal that trauma, it is definitely up to us to continue to, and to break the cycle. And kind of what I was speaking on yesterday, this is the time. This is definitely the time. There's more and more of us waking up. There's more and more of us doing the shadow work, and really trying to get down into the processes of breaking up, those continuous cycles. So, this may not be everybody's cup of tea. There's probably going to be plenty of you that are welcome to not follow, or I totally respect your beliefs and your your opinions. But for those of you who are on my wavelength, I invite you to follow this journey, because things are about to get real, and I'm really excited. Some really cool things in store. So stay tuned. I hope that you are healthy and well, and having a wonderful evening. Much love to you. Good night.